as I recently shaved my head, I was reminded of the last time I did it, which was in 2023. Now, back then I shaved my head completely bald, but when it grew out to this in like May time, that was actually not a great time. I was a sad boy, alright? That was sad boy Sander era. Because I had just gone through a crazy experience where I had built up a fake relationship with a girl. So, we actually need to go way back for the story. Way back to 2016 when I started at a theater club outside of school. Because I was like, okay, I'm the nerdy kid in class. People don't really talk to. I'm not a part of the cool kids club. I need to find a club or something where I can fit in. And me being a theater kid, I was like, I'll join a theater club. So I did. And at this theater, I joined it in late 2016 when I was 11 years old. And there was this girl named Isabella. We hadn't really talked much at this point, alright? I was nervous because I came into a club full of, well, I think 30 people or some shit. So I was very, very nervous to talk to people, especially since a lot of them were a few years older than me. And I thought a lot of the women were pretty, including this girl, Isabella. But we hadn't really talked. That was until like mid to late 2017. I don't really know why, but we randomly just hit it off, started talking. And I'm dropping heavy lol W's. Fellas, let me tell you, every time I dropped a joke, she would be laughing hysterically. I was dropping lol W's before lol W's were even a thing. But she stopped going in about early 2018, which is important for later. So, she stops going. Don't know why. But we keep talking. We keep texting. But I don't really know what happened. Alright? We had met a few times at like parties and shit. But never really like hung out, right? I wasn't interested in a relationship either. We were just good friends. We were just hanging out, chilling, having a good time. That was the extent of it. I don't really know what happened though. But around COVID, we stopped talking. We had no contact at all during this point in time. And it wasn't until about 3 years later, early 2023, I think she had like updated her profile picture on Facebook. And I saw this and I was like, ooh, Isabella. That was like fucking flashbacks. Like, oh my god, I remember this girl. Yo, we used to vibe. We used to have a great time. I kind of miss her. Did this girl have blonde hair, blue eyes like Camille? Camille's hair's not even blonde. It's like kind of in the middle ground between like brown and blonde. It's like very light brown, I'd say. Anyway, I see that she's updated her profile picture on Facebook. I remember her name. And I'm like, You know, we used to have a great time together. We used to be great friends. I kind of missed the connection. Let me hit her up again. I mean, what's the worst that could happen? Famous last words. So I do. We start talking. I'm still dropping heavy lol W's. Let's go! Woo! I was hitting cannonless. Okay? She thought I was the shit. She was laughing at all of my jokes. She thought I was funny as hell. Eventually, like a few months later, I started talking to her again in like February. Around April time, we start getting a little flirty. Alright? Very cringe conversations looking back, alright? We'd be texting about how, oh, you're so sweet. All your messages make me giggle like a little child and swing my feet, like kick my feet in the air. I'm supposed to go to sleep, but I love talking to you too much. You just make my whole world light up. Super cringe stuff, but I was like, holy shit, I'm in. It starts to get a little raunchy. Some of our jokes even start to get a little sexual. Jokes. She was even talking to me about how, like, she had been talking to me about me to her friends and shit like that. I'm like, she wouldn't just do that about some random guy. Boys, I'm in. I'm in. I am fucking in. Holy shit, I have secured the bag. And so I ask her out. And it goes well. She agrees. And she even wants to pay. But I say, nah. Nah. I'm gonna be the one paying, motherfucker. Ain't no way. I wanna treat you. I want to spoil you. Even though I was unemployed and she was the one with the job. I was simping hard. I was down bad for this girl, let me tell you. Sounds adorable. Well, so anyway, we planned to go on that date on a Friday. I had just gotten my license, so I would come to pick her up. Even though she lived like 30 minutes away. I was like, no big deal. I'll come pick you up. We'll go to whatever restaurant you want. I'll pay for the food. We'll go back to mine. We'll chill. I even said, yo, if you want to stay the night, you can do that as well. And she was like, oh, gladly. Fucking gladly. Then she got sick. So that first date did not end up happening. Sadly, she had to cancel because she was sick. So, you know, shit happens. We still ended up getting on a call that night. We made the best of what we got, and we were like, okay, next week you gotta be on top. We continue to talk. We call a lot. We text a lot. We be up super late, getting no sleep because we're too distracted, just talking to each other. You couldn't this weekend, but how about next weekend? That's enough time for you to you know, to get back up again. Did you pay on your and Camille's first date too? What do you mean? We've never been on a date because we're just homies. I'm excited as hell. I'm like, holy shit. We're going on a date. I'm in. Everything's great. It's hype. It's chill. And so, she luckily is no longer sick that next weekend. So we have a deal. No, this time she said, okay, I can borrow my dad's car. So I'll just drive over to you. And then we can go out and eat. Go back to yours. I can stay over. And then drive back home the next day. So the plan is simple. We meet up Friday. And the day comes. She's excited. She gives me a time. She says, yo, I'll be at your place at around this point in time. And then we go and have fun. But it gets to the time, and she's like, sorry, gotta be a little late. I'm gonna be there in about 20 minutes. So I'm like, cool. 20 minutes sounds good. The 20 minutes pass, and I've still not, like, heard from her. It's been over 20 minutes. Eventually, it's like 40 minutes. And she's still not arrived, which kind of worries me. I try calling her. I try texting. She doesn't pick up the call. She doesn't respond. So I'm like, okay, maybe she's just, you know, stuck in traffic. Maybe she's crashed. It's hard to tell, but, you know, I'm just hoping it's just a little traffic jam or some shit, and she's okay. Eventually, she finally calls me. She offered to pay and is the one driving. It sounds like she's wearing the pants in the relationship. I tried to wear the pants, but... Anyway, I finally hear back after, like, 40 minutes, I think. She calls, and she's like, yo, I am so sorry. But my dad says I'm not allowed to go. He's basically grounded me. And he took my phone for a good 40 minutes. So I couldn't text or call you. Now I finally have it back, but I'm basically grounded, and I can't go anywhere. And me being the fucking asshole I am, I'm like, okay, just sneak out. I'll come pick you up, then you can sneak out. And she's like, kind of risky. I don't know, man. I'll try and go talk to him. I'll see what I can do. But I'm not sure. So I'm like, fuck. God damn it, I thought I had it in the bag. She eventually calls me back again and says, nope, sorry, ain't gonna happen. My dad's really strict. He doesn't usually crash out like this, but he did just now. I don't know what the fuck's happening. And she goes off. She's like, fuck my dad. Fucking hit him, he's a piece of shit. I'm like, god damn. I mean, I agree, but gee. Sheesh. We're like, okay, let's find a new date. Let's do it next week then. Next fucking week, it's gotta be possible, all right? It's gotta be, no matter what. And she says it too, like, no matter what happens, I'll stop being a pussy and I'll sneak out if my dad's still strict. I'll fucking do it. I don't care. So I'm like, deal. I'm in. We have a plan. No matter what. We even plan to make content together. Ain't that crazy? I was gonna make content with this girl. Even back then, I was super content. I was content brain. So we have our deal. I think... Is she a YouTuber? No, but she wanted to be a part of mine. She liked my videos. The day before we were supposed to meet up again, we call. And we have a deal. We're like, okay, no matter what happens this time around, no matter what, we're gonna find some kind of solution because we have to. We gotta finally meet up. And she was even saying shit like, I have to hug you before I can die happy. I have to hug you again. Super sweet cringe shit like that. So anyway, we called the night before. We have a great talk. Talk for like 2 hours. Dropping lol W's. Alright? Making her kick her feet and shit. It's great. So the next day, she's like, yo, my dad's gonna come pick me up. It's gonna take like 30 minutes, and then I'm at your place. I'm like, fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah, so good. Let's go. Poggers in the chat, boys. Poggers in the fucking chat, for reals. It takes a good while once again, and I'm like, okay, well, maybe there's a traffic jam. Maybe something's happened. Okay, maybe her dad's gotten strict again, but, you know, I assume she's probably gonna get back to me eventually. And a very long time passes, and I still hear nothing from her. She has not seen my message, so I start getting a little bit worried. I start reacting a little bit emotionally, which I don't often do, but I was pretty fucking worried at this point, right? So anyway, I keep texting, being like, please tell me you're okay. I keep trying to call. Hear nothing. She doesn't see my messages. She doesn't pick up my calls. And for the rest of the night, I hear fucking nothing. Absolutely nothing. She doesn't update her Instagram story. She don't do shit. For the next few days, she doesn't even post on Instagram. Which was very weird, because she would usually post a lot on her story and shit. So I think, oh shit, maybe she's crashed. Maybe she's dead. Or, like, severely injured. So I start worrying quite a bit. And I have no idea what the fuck's happening. And my mother's friend was also very good friends with Isabella's mother. So she asks, can you please contact Isabella's mother? Just making sure they're okay. Which she does, and is reassured that everything is fine, nothing has happened. There's also no news articles of any crashes or anything like that. So we know for a fact she's probably safe. I assumed at this point, naively, that the reason why she wasn't responding or seeing my text was because her dad had, like, prohibited her from texting me. Because of the incident that had happened the last time we were supposed to meet up. So I don't know what the fuck's going on. And I wait, and wait, and wait. Nothing on her Instagram. I eventually see that the reason why there's no stories on her Instagram is because I've been fucking, blocked from seeing them. Because the way you can tell is when somebody has, like, story highlights on their profile, you can see them. If they suddenly disappear, it's because you're blocked from seeing their story. She's still following me, though, which is very suspicious. And she's still seeing my stories. Which is weird, right? She hasn't, like, fully blocked me. She hasn't unfollowed me or anything. She doesn't see my messages. She just, like, they're just left undelivered. And my calls, like, go through all the way. She doesn't hang up. They just, like, keep going until it, like, automatically hangs up. This happened in, like, May. And throughout the entirety of May, I hear nothing from her. I hear absolutely fucking nothing. So I'm sad. This can't be, man. Why? How did I fumble this bad? I thought she was the one. I keep going with the hope that eventually she's gonna text me again, and it all turns out to be because her dad prohibited her from texting me or some shit. She moves out. We text again. Happy ending. And all during this time, I find her TikTok. And I see that a month prior, she posted a TikTok during the point in time where her and I are flirty. And this video she's posted in particular is like when you have 8 situationships going, talking to 5 other guys, and you're also talking to your ex again, so the friend group has some tea to spill. Which is a crazy sentence to read. I was fucking shocked. I'm like, damn. So, I wasn't special. 8 situationships. I didn't even know what the fuck that word meant. I'm like, are we just making up words now? What the fuck's a situationship? So anyway, I now realize and finally accept that this bitch was fake. Alright? She was using me. But how the fuck she had been able to build up such a connection with me and then just suddenly stop talking to me is insane. Because one thing to have a lot of, like, situationships going, or whatever the fuck you want to call them, but to then just completely dip without any explanation was the weird part. I was like, I just kept searching for answers. It was like Dr. Disrespect's ban in 2020. Nobody knew the reason why, and we were just searching for answers. We all want to know, what the fuck happened? Why did Isabella stop texting me? Man was simping hard. 2023 Sander was a different breed, let me tell you. So anyway, I'm sad. I feel betrayed. I feel used. So for like 2 months, this is not even a joke, I just lie there in bed, and all I do, just to distract myself from how sad I am, is play Super Mario Odyssey on the Switch. I completed that game several different fucking times. And then when I got bored of that, I would watch sad anime like Your Lie in April. This isn't a joke, I would actually do that. And cry in bed. And I would just fucking starve myself. Because I was too sad to even eat. And I just wouldn't leave the bed for legitimately days. Apart from like, to go get water. That was it. So I'm fucking sad. Eventually I realized, you know, I need to get over this. Somehow. So I started going on a big like self-improvement phase. And I've talked about this before. But I have like this Instagram story, like kind of journal that I start doing. Called self-improvement, where every day I would like to keep myself accountable. I would like take shirtless pictures of myself and show me like learning guitar and learning Japanese, right? And I would do some tangible things every single day to, you know, make progress on those 3 goals, right? Improving my health, my Japanese, and my guitar skills. I did like once and then realized, okay, this is cringe, and then I stopped. But I would just like run throughout the streets in like hot summer weather, because this was like June, July, in hot summer weather with my shirt off, just listening to TED Talks like a fucking psychopath. I finally get over her, and I end up realizing, you know, I dodged a bullet. With that fucking TikTok and the glaring red flags and shit, I'm fucking glad I didn't end up getting into a relationship with her, because that would have ended horribly. That would have been toxic as shit, and I would have been even more hurt. So I got through it after watching enough Your Lie in April, playing enough Mario Odyssey, and then, you know, improving myself afterwards. Was that what inspired you to get your life together? Literally, yes. So, I'm glad it happened because, although it sucked at the time, I learned a lot from it. And I dodged a huge bullet. Not just a bullet, a fucking freight train. Going at 90 miles per hour. I get over her. Everything's good. I go on vacation in Italy with my family. It's hype. It's chill. I start enjoying life more. Start, you know, improving my health. I started losing weight. Got back to, you know, even though I stopped uploading to my Instagram story because it was cringe, I did still, like, you know, continue playing guitar, trying to learn Japanese. Still not good, but trying. Also haven't practiced in a while, admittedly, so I need to get back to doing that again. Started to try and do better things with my life. Got back into content creation. Realized the content I was uploading was slop, didn't like it, so I took a long break to, you know, continue to work on myself. And then in early August, after I finally gotten over it all, but this was kind of petty, there was a Twitter account called Wild TikTok Screenshots, and I sent in a screenshot of the previously mentioned video of her basically admitting she was a player. I sent it in, right? As a submission. And to my surprise, they actually posted it. And she was getting fucking flamed in the replies. People saying she's for the streets. This sounds mentally exhausting. How can she do that shit? Gotta be unemployed. She's hopeless. One person was saying like she's lying. She is 6 out of 10 at most. You know, stuff like that. And I thought it was really fucking funny. So I sent it to her, thinking there's no way she's gonna see it. She's been ignoring my messages for months and months and months on end, not even seeing them. But to my surprise, she saw it like almost instantly. So I sent it to her and was just like, yo, you're getting fucking flamed in the replies just as you deserve. And then she posted a TikTok about that. And she was like, all I did was stop talking to him. Why is he so mad? Why he mauled? My friend Christopher, aka Niffer, who was one of my best friends. You've seen him in videos before. The best dude you can imagine. He goes in the comments and is like, nah, you didn't just stop talking to him. Motherfucker. You led him on for months and months on end, promised to meet up, made so many promises, and then randomly just dipped. Just stopped talking to him. For no fucking reason. You never gave him an explanation. You had him worried for months. What the fuck you doing? And then she was like, oh, stop pretending you know everything when you know nothing about the situation. And then she deletes his comments. Pussy. But then, in DMs, she's like, okay, listen. You wanted my side of... Oh, well, first and foremost, before deleting it, he was like, okay, tell me your side of the story. I've heard Sandra's side of the story. Tell me yours then. And then she deletes his comment. Goes off in their DMs. And it's like, I hope you're going to read all this because you fucking asked for it. And she goes... Me and Sandra knew each other from way back, like 2016, 2017, when we did theater together. And back then, he made me really uncomfortable. Which is surprising, because back then, I was dropping heavy low W's, and she found me funny. We had a thing going. I don't know, she didn't mention why I made her uncomfortable or how. And if I did anything to make her uncomfortable, that's obviously not okay, but that's just not how it seemed. So why she would fake that and not tell me straight up, kind of weird, champ. So she goes off and even says that's the reason why she stopped going to the theater club, which surprised me because even after she stopped, we still texted and I was still dropping heavy low W's. So if I was the reason she stopped, why wouldn't she block me after that? Or tell me, hey man, it's not working out. I don't feel comfortable around you. Goodbye. But she didn't. We had a thing going for a while. And then she was like, well, he hit me back up again this year. So I wanted to give him a chance because I thought he had improved. It seemed like he had. So I wanted to give him a fair shot. So we started talking. And, you know, it was going well. He was really sweet. But he gave me some weird vibes. But I didn't want to say that to him because that would just upset him and hurt him. And I was scared he was going to, like, hurt himself if I told him that I thought he was creepy and uncomfortable. So I just faked liking him. And flirted with him because I was bored. But I couldn't take it anymore. And I didn't want to tell him how I felt because I was scared he was going to hurt himself if I did so. So I thought, nah, I'll just fucking ghost him. Which is crazy. Like, brother, you don't think that's going to upset me even more? And worry me? If you told me straight up, yeah, it would fucking suck. I'll be sad for a while. But not nearly as sad because at least you were upfront and honest. It was also weird. Because in that same message, she was like, well, I feel like he's always using me. Whenever he's anxious, he's always, like, using me to you know, calm him down, and he's always saying, you know, you're what helps my anxiety go away. Which is true. I did tell her, like, she helped my anxiety, but I never specifically, like, you know, used her just to make anxiety go away. Plus, it wasn't that often. It was just every now and again I got anxious. Thankfully, I don't have diagnosed depression or anxiety or anything. But anxiety is still a natural feeling for humans to feel, so occasionally I felt anxious, and, you know, whenever we would text or call during those moments, it just helped. It just happened to help. But then she also blamed me in that same message for giving her anxiety. She's like, I started getting so many panic attacks because of him every time he would text or call. And I also didn't want to meet up with him, but I was too scared to tell him straight up. So I lied and said I was sick the first time. Which is crazy because she was coughing like crazy on call, so she was faking that shit. She was faking hard, alright? God damn, those acting lessons paid off when we did theater together. Holy shit. The second time, the whole thing with her dad, that was also just an excuse. Alright? She was talking to her dad and he said it wasn't a good idea for us to meet up. So she was like, yeah, you're right. I'm gonna just give him a fake... I'm just gonna make up an excuse for why I'm not gonna go on that date with him. Which is insane! She lied about everything. She literally did. Like, that's dedication to the lie. To her lie in April. Which is ironic because that was the show that I was watching to help me get through when I was sad about it. And she lied to me throughout all of April. It could not be more fucking poetic. It is insane. What's the moral of the story? Moral of the story. I mean, never trust anyone would not be a good moral. I'm really good at getting scammed because I'm too trusting. You'd think this would have given me trust issues, but the thing is, I'm just too trusting. That's the issue. But I guess, you know, sometimes all is hopeless. You hit rock bottom. You thought she was the one, but, you know, sometimes even the people that seem the nicest can turn out to be pieces of shit. And it sucks in the moment, but you can be glad that you've been able to dodge a bullet. And I sure did learn a lot. I'm glad it happened. It was a canon event. And you know, if you watch enough sad anime and play enough Mario Odyssey and cry, you'll eventually get through shit like that, you know? So I'm just glad I ended up dodging the bullet, and I'm glad it happened, even though it sucked at the time, because I learned a lot from it, and it was hype. I was able to get my life together. I did a lot of things to improve myself that I don't think I would have done otherwise.